What I liked about the villa was it felt like coming home.
We really felt like we had the chance to be at home in Italy.
The villa itself is beautiful, the grounds are spectacular. It's really, I feel like I almost live here.
The setting is absolutely beautiful. To be able to look out your window or walk around the grounds and see the beautiful Umbrian hills is beyond words.
We couldn't have felt more comfortable, it couldn't have felt more intimate. The pool is fantastic, the views are spectacular.
Well, Fattoria del Gelso is sort of a magical place, and I really don't say that lightly. I get probably usually the best night's sleep that I ever get when I'm there.
We loved it from the very first moment. And for us, it's our little retreat out of Rome. And for me, it was weird. It was a way for me, Italian, a way to discover part of my country through the eyes of other people from another country.
Fattoria del Gelso is in the region of Umbria, which is the middle of Italy, and the town of Canara, where our house is right in the middle of Umbria. So you don't get much more centrally located in all of Italy. It's easy to fly into the area, into Rome. It's a short 2.5 hour drive from the airport, or you can fly into the small airport here of Perugia, which is just 20 minutes away from the house. We have train stations on either side, one in Assisi and one in Foligno. So depending on whether you're coming from the south or the north, again, you can get right to the villa.
People check in on a Saturday. They have full run of the entire property. It's theirs for the week until Saturday morning. We give them keys. We have two incredible staff people, the two colleagues that we work with here that show you around the place, show you how things work.
We are very fortunate to have two great assistants who work with us at the Fattoria del Gelso. So whether you're enjoying a tour here with Bill and I, or whether you come and rent the house on your own, you'll be well taken care of. Whenever anybody asks me a question about what's available or what they want to do, the answer is always, whatever you want to do, Wendy and Marco can make it happen.
In the case of Wendy, she's lived here for 25 years. Marco was born just up the street. They know this place, they know the people here, and they know how to get things done here.
My work with the guest is not like a work, but could be also a very funny way to spend my time in the villa, having fun with them, let them discovering what's around, what's going on in the village and in the towns around. So giving them information about events like festivals and activities that they can do.
I really feel the need to make them feel at home, because I don't want them to have a bad experience, not only here at Canara, La Fattoria del Gelso, but I don't want them to have a bad experience in Italy. Because, you know, if you're here only for a week and something happens, it might ruin your entire vacation. So for me, the first thing is make them feel at home and make them feel, you know, that we're there for them and we can help them out.
We relied on Wendy and Marco to point us in the right direction and give us some good advice in terms of where to go and where not to go.
Marco and Wendy helped us, especially Wendy helped us organize a lot of our outside activities, and Marco helped us a lot around the house.
They were there when we needed them, but they also left us to explore for ourselves.
We're fortunate that the villa has 8 bedrooms in it, but the way that they are divided and spread out, you can have 16 people staying in the house together. All of them have their own space and their own privacy. And you can also have a group, 2 to 4 people, and they'll still feel like they're in a cozy home and not that they're rambling around in a big old house.
The bedrooms are each named for a town in Umbria. They're lovely.
The top floor has 5 bedrooms. There are 2 bedroom suites. Each pair of rooms in those suites share a bathroom, and then there's one room with its own private bath. The bedrooms are very generous size, especially for those who've traveled in Italy to hotels and whatnot. They're very large with very comfortable beds, antique furniture. On the ground floor, there's an additional bedroom with its private bath, which is quite a large room. And then there's an annex that's basically just across the courtyard from the main building. And it has 2 twin rooms, each with their own private bath.
Downstairs we have this big, wide, welcoming living room with a dining room and a big kitchen where we can organize also great dinners.
All of my cousins and aunts and uncles came. We had a fabulous trip. We most enjoyed eating at home by the fire in the evening and eating the food that Teresa prepared for us. She was a treasure of the trip, and it was probably more fun than any of the meals that we had eating out.
When we were looking for a villa, one of the priorities for us was to find a kitchen that was large enough for a family to cook in together, so that you could take advantage of the local produce, and also that we would have a space to put a garden in the back. So depending on the season that we were at the house or we would have guests staying at the house, they could go out and get tomatoes right off the vine or pull the Canara onion out of the ground and put it in their meal fresh from the garden.
We have a great pizza oven outside, so we also can organize a pizza dinner, or you can help us prepare the pizza. You prepare it, you eat it and all that, and it's great. You've done it by yourself.
Upstairs, we have a sitting room with another fireplace. That's where the computer is located, but it also has a television with Sky TV cable. We put in high-speed internet, and we have wireless internet throughout the villa. If you bring your laptop, you can connect with no problem at all. We wanted to make sure that people had the opportunity to stay connected electronically.
Well, the house has everything you could possibly need. It's lovely, it's beautifully furnished, but I think in a relaxed way. It's not an intimidating way at all, a very homely way. But there's a lot of attention to detail, the ceramics that are used, that kind of thing. It gives you the feeling of being in Umbria. Even when you're sitting in the house, you're very aware of where you are and being in a place full of art and beauty and culture.
It's a quiet place that can host all the family. There's space for everybody, but at the same time, everybody has his own space.
Fattoria del Gelso is on a working farm. We farm 3 hectares of land, which is just about 10 acres. Every year we alternate what we grow. Last summer we were fortunate for it to be the year of the sunflowers. We had a beautiful field of sunflowers on one side and chickpeas on the other. There's a swimming pool in the back of the house, which is perfect to sit around on a hot summer's day.
We would hang out at the pool and read, and sometimes we went on a bike ride. Sometimes we walked into town. It was great having Canara close enough to do that.
It was perfect because it's such a safe area and you're so close to the town that the kids can go off on their own. They can go bike riding, they can walk into town and have ice cream or a cafe, and the parents can do what they want. So it's really conducive to family activities and different ages of kids and adults.
We've recently installed a fabulous and rather large brick barbecue that is perfect for doing outdoor barbecues. It connects with the pool, so summer evenings, the sun doesn't go down in the summer till 9:30 at night, so a lot of guests will have a nice cocktail, a glass of wine out by the pool.
We spent a lot of time by the pool and enjoying the outdoor space around the villa. In the fall and in the summer, I did wine tours, and it was really interesting to see how the landscape changed during the different seasons.
One thing is what you read in a guidebook. One thing is that what I could tell you, I've been here for 20 years, so I know, restaurants that are not listed in guides and they're great restaurants, or some small towns that you wouldn't find, and they're only 5 minutes away from here. So all this information that you could give them that wouldn't find them, I'm there to give it to them.
So whether you want to go horseback riding or hang gliding or go on a hike in the woods or enjoy a meal with some local friends, Wendy and Mark will be there to take care of you.
Everybody has their own plan to spend their time in Umbria. I'm always glad to meet our guests, make their stay the best stay they could have.
For those that are interested in outdoor activities, this is really, first of all, a magical area, just very natural and clean. And we've got mountains, we've got rivers, and we've got flat areas. So a lot of our guests will love to go around biking. It's a great way to work off a little bit of the pasta, the meals, and a chance to then visit some towns at a slower pace. Some of the activities that our guests have particularly liked are walking tours of many of the historic towns in the area, whether it be Assisi or Spello or Perugia. We have a whole series of very professional, great English-speaking guides that can take you on generally a 2-hour tour where you really get to understand what a town is like beyond the tourist glitz.
Biggest satisfaction that you get at the end of the week is that the guests that are leaving are not guests, but they're friends. And part of the proof is most of the things that they write in our guest book, they really repeat it. Or, when they start talking about comparing with other friends that maybe have been here, it's true. That really leaves something nice in you. Satisfaction.
I'm looking forward to welcoming you to Carnara.